You've probably noticed this by now. You can lose weight and still hate how your stomach looks. Your face leans out, your arms shrink, your clothes fit better, but your belly barely moves. That's why belly fat feels different. And in 2026, with everything we know about metabolism, hormones, and fat distribution, there's no excuse for treating it like a mystery. Here's the truth most people never hear. Belly fat isn't one problem, it's 3 layers. Each layer behaves differently. Each layer resists fat loss differently, and each layer requires a slightly different strategy. Most people don't fail because they're lazy or undisciplined. They fail because they keep using a layer 1 strategy on a layer 2 or layer 3 problem. In this video, I'm going to show you how your belly fat actually works, why your fat comes off unevenly, what science says about where your body loses fat first, and how to apply the right approach at the right time so you stop spinning your wheels. This works for both men and women. Your visuals will be different, your timelines will be different, but the biology controlling your fat loss is the same. Your belly fat isn't just cosmetic, it's metabolically active. It responds differently to hormones, and it's often the last place your body wants to let go of fat. Unlike fat stored in your arms or legs, the fat around your stomach plays a direct role in inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and stress hormones. This is especially true for visceral fat, the deeper fat that wraps around your organs. That fat actively communicates with your endocrine system, which is why excess belly fat is so strongly tied to blood sugar issues, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic dysfunction. Large population studies consistently show that increases in waist circumference raise disease risk, even if the scale doesn't move. 2 people can weigh the same, but if you carry more fat around your midsection, your health risk is higher. So losing belly fat isn't just about looking lean, it's about how well your body functions day to day. Here's the part most people miss. Your body doesn't burn fat evenly. Fat loss follows a priority system. Your body pulls from areas that are less critical for survival first: your arms, legs, chest, and hips. Your stomach is strategic storage. It's where your body prefers to keep energy in case of prolonged stress, illness, or famine. That's not a flaw, that's survival biology. Once you understand that your belly fat is designed to resist fat loss longer than other areas, the frustration fades and the process finally makes sense. Layer 1 is the soft outer layer. No ab definition, no visible structure, just a smooth stomach covering everything underneath. For most men, this layer exists above roughly 20% body fat. For most women, it's above about 28%. This is where most people mentally struggle the hardest and where most people quit, not because the plan isn't working, but because they expect their belly to disappear first. Here's what's actually happening in your body. Your fat loss follows a priority order. Your shoulders tighten, your chest sharpens, your jawline improves, even your back starts to look different. Meanwhile, your belly lags behind. That doesn't mean your belly isn't shrinking, it just means it's shrinking later, after your body burns through easier fat stores. So if you're showing up, doing the work, and your stomach hasn't changed much yet, that's not failure, that's the process. Layer 1 works best when built on 4 pillars. You lift weights 3 times per week, so your body burns fat instead of muscle. You eat a clear protein source at every meal, so hunger doesn't control you. You walk enough to reach roughly 8,000 steps per day because it burns calories without wrecking recovery. You track your morning body weight and aim to lose about 1 pound per week so emotion doesn't drive decisions. Layer 1 is about momentum. It's about stacking clean, repeatable days. The biggest danger here isn't doing too little. It's quitting too early because your eyes lie to you. That's why progress photos matter. Not to obsess over your stomach, but to see changes happening everywhere else while your belly catches up. If you need one rule for layer 1, it's this: don't judge the plan by your belly in week 2. Judge it by your weekly average weight, your waist measurement, and whether you're still showing up. Most people quit right before layer 1 ends. Layer 2 is where fat loss slows or stalls. This usually happens around 15% body fat for men and about 23% for women. If you've ever felt like you're doing the same things but now nothing's happening, this is that phase. At this point, your body adapts quietly, not because you broke your metabolism, but because you're smaller, leaner, and more efficient. You weigh less, so your maintenance reopening calories are lower. You're burning fewer calories during workouts and fewer calories just existing. Your unconscious movement drops. You pace less, fidget less, and move less without realizing it. Hunger gets louder because appetite hormones shift. Your brain starts scanning for quick calories. If you're in layer 2 and feel hungrier, flatter, and more irritable, you're not failing. You're lean enough that your body is finally pushing back. Most people panic here. They slash calories harder. They pile on cardio. They push until burnout. It might force the scale down briefly, but it raises stress, wrecks recovery, and makes stalls worse. The smarter move is controlled adjustment. You tighten measurement, not effort. You track your morning weight and look at weekly averages. You measure your waist the same way each week. You watch training performance. Then you adjust in this order. Steps increase from 8,000 to 10 or 12,000 per day. Training increases from 3 to 4 days per week. Calories are tracked instead of guessed. A simple starting point is body weight in pounds multiplied by 10 to 12 calories. It's not perfect, but it creates structure. Layer 2 requires consistency more than aggression. Food quality matters more. Protein stays high. Volume foods keep you full. Fruits, vegetables, potatoes, lean meats, soups, and repeatable low-calorie meals become staples. This is where physiques begin changing visibly. For men, upper abs start appearing in good lighting. For women, the waist tightens and the midsection looks smoother. Layer 2 rewards patience and clean execution. Layer 3 is the stubborn fat around the lower abs and love handles. If you're here, you're not unmotivated. You're dealing with biologically protected fat. This area is packed with alpha-2 receptors, which slow fat release. Your body prefers to store emergency fuel here. In layer 3, progress feels harder. Hunger rises, sleep becomes lighter, stress tolerance drops, water retention increases. Your belly can look worse day to day due to cortisol and sodium, not fat gain. Most people misread this and push harder. They cut calories lower. They add more cardio. They train harder. It feels disciplined but backfires. Recovery tanks. Cravings increase. Water retention rises. Appearance worsens. Instead, layer 3 requires strategy. You stop judging your belly daily. You track trends, weekly average weight, weekly waist measurement, and weekly photos. Your deficit gets smaller, not larger. Sleep becomes non-negotiable. Training stays heavy and clean, not exhausting. You lift to preserve muscle and leave recovery capacity in reserve. Layer 3 is optional. If chasing the last few percent of fat turns you anxious, irritable, and starving, it's not worth it. Sometimes maintaining, building muscle, and returning later is the smarter move. Your belly fat isn't broken because you're stubborn. It's stubborn because it's strategic. Layer 1 responds to habits. Layer 2 responds to structure. Layer 3 responds to patience and stress control. The people who succeed don't rush. They don't panic. They apply the right tool at the right time. Stop treating all belly fat the same. Fat loss isn't linear. Belly fat isn't fair. Progress doesn't announce itself, but it compounds. Stay the course. Respect the layers, step by step. What if the reason your chest isn't growing has nothing to do with how hard you train, but how you train? You might be doing the most popular chest exercises in the gym and still sabotaging your results. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what to stop doing and what to do instead for real growth. Here's the thing. Most people think chest training is simple. Bench press, some flies, a few push-ups, and you're done. but months go by and their chest still looks flat, soft, or uneven. The common belief is that you just need more sets or heavier weight. So you add volume, train to failure every session, and wonder why your shoulders and triceps grow faster than your chest. That's because the chest is easy to train wrong. Small technique errors shift the load to other muscles and rob your pecs of tension. I'll explain why that happens and how to fix it in a moment. Mistake number 1 is pressing with your shoulders instead of your chest. If your elbows flare too high and your shoulders roll forward, your front delts take over. Your chest barely works. The fix is simple but powerful. Set your shoulders down and back. Create a slight arch in your upper back and think about bringing your biceps toward the center of your chest as you press. Retract your shoulders to increase chest activation. This alignment puts your pec fibers in a stronger position to produce force and grow. Mistake number 2 is using too much weight. If you're bouncing the bar or stopping every rep halfway, your chest never gets fully stretched. Research shows that muscle growth is strongly linked to training through a full range of motion, especially in the stretched position. The fix is to drop the weight slightly and lower the bar under control until it touches or nearly touches your chest. Pause briefly, then press up smoothly. The real game changer is time under tension. Slow, controlled reps force your chest to do the work instead of momentum. Mistake number 3 is only training your chest from one angle. The chest isn't one flat slab of muscle. It has upper, mid, and lower fibers. If you only bench flat, your upper chest stays underdeveloped, which makes your chest look saggy instead of full. The fix is variety with purpose. Use 3 key patterns: a horizontal press, an incline press, and a fly movement. Press, incline, and fly equals full chest development. Incline presses emphasize the upper chest. Flies load the chest in its stretched position. Together, they create balanced growth. Mistake number 4 is rushing through reps and sets. Speed feels intense, but it kills tension. Your chest grows when fibers experience sustained load. Try this instead. Take 3 seconds to lower the weight, 1 second to lift it, and squeeze your chest at the top for half a second. A controlled tempo improves mind-muscle connection and ensures your pecs are actually working. Now let's talk about what you should do instead. Build your chest workout around 3 principles: stretch, load, and control. Start with a compound press like a bench press or a push-up variation to overload the muscle. Follow it with an incline press for upper chest focus. Finish with a fly movement to stretch and fully fatigue the fibers. Train your chest 2 times per week instead of destroying it once. Studies on training frequency show that hitting a muscle group twice a week leads to better hypertrophy than once, as long as volume is controlled. Aim for 9 to 12 total working sets per week, not 25 random ones. Bodyweight training can be just as effective if done right. Elevated push-ups, slow tempo push-ups, and deficit push-ups all increase chest activation. The key is progression. Add reps, add difficulty, increase control. Your chest doesn't know if it's lifting a barbell or your body weight. It only knows tension. However, avoid a few traps. Don't train chest every day. It needs recovery to grow. Don't copy advanced lifters' routines with massive volume, and don't ignore your posture outside the gym. Slouching shortens your chest muscles and limits activation when you train. Recovery and posture both play a major role in chest growth. Bonus tip: lightly stretch your chest between sets and after workouts. This can improve mobility and help you feel your chest working more during pressing movements. So, if your chest still isn't growing, it's not because you're weak or lazy. It's because your technique, angles, and tension are off. Stop pressing with your shoulders. Stop lifting weights you can't control. Start training your chest through full range with intention and progression. Do this instead, and your chest will finally respond. If you want more science-based fixes like this for every muscle group, hit subscribe and start training smarter from today.